What's going on, guys? Tyler here. I'm just going to real quick cover proof of funds for you guys. Okay, I see a lot of questions being asked across Instagram, in the live chats and everything else about proof of funds. When do you need them? How do you get them? Stuff like that, right? Kind of typical things that people ask. So a proof of funds, like, first of all, what is it? Right, a proof of funds is nothing but a piece of paper, okay, like said, okay, that says on it, Tyler has the ability or has this much money. A proof of funds, you know, it's in its name, right? It's simply something that someone requests from, you know, you. Like if you were gonna want someone to borrow money from you, okay, or if they wanted to borrow money from you and they were like, I'll give it to you in like 2 weeks when I get my paycheck. You kind of like want to make sure that they actually have a job before you give them the money, right? You want to make sure that, are they in fact going to be able to give you the money they owe you in 2 weeks from now? So that's pretty much the premise of like what proof of funds are used for. Just as a credibility thing, to make sure that you are who you say you are in respect towards the ability to close on a deal. It's much more common in like regular real estate transactions. A lot of times, you know, if I was to sell my house, like one of the flips we have going on, they're a first-time home buyer, they put an offer in on the house, and I requested a proof of funds. I requested because they're a first-time home buyer. I wanted to know. I know they're military, so I knew there was going to be really no problem on them getting a loan. But, you know, that, and it's only like that flip is on the market for like $125, so it's a lower end flip. It's pretty easy to get that kind of mortgage. But because the date was like 2 months away for closing, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to help these guys out and we're going to put this on a contract, I would want to have proof of funds to make sure that they have a loan and the ability to actually close on this thing. Because it would suck to go 2 months from now or a month from now and find out they don't have a pre-approval or anything. So a pre-approval letter, that's a good segue into, you know, how do you get a proof of funds? One way is just printing out your bank statement. If you're going to buy a place for cash for like 50 grand, if you got 50 grand in a bank, you can print off your bank statement, and that's a proof of funds. You know, because you're showing that you have that money. You don't necessarily have to use that as your, you know, the way that you purchase, okay, but the name generally has to be the same. So if the bank account, you can't just like borrow your uncle's bank account and have his name on it and it be the funds that you use to close on a transaction. Now if your name was on said account and you go to close and you use this account, which, you know, also has your name on it, then that's a different story. The fact is that the proof of funds has to have your name on it in order for them to consider it your money. Or it has to be from a bank that's stating that they're going to be giving you that money. So proof of funds doesn't necessarily have to be that you actually have that cash available. It just has to be that someone is going to give it to you. You know, I don't know if a promissory note for private money would work or not. I've never attempted something like that, but that might be something that you could try. It's really going to, the proof of funds and what will work and what won't work will really depend on the person requesting it. We have another short sale going on right now, and the proof of funds for that is a pain in the rear, okay? It's a bigger bank, and you know, the bigger banks are generally just a pain in the butt to deal with. They're using these, you never get to talk to the bank, you always go through the attorney, it's just a pain. So we're having some troubles there, but we need proof of funds there. You know, you need generally proof of funds anytime you're going to do a short sale, anytime you're going to be dealing with a bank. A lot of times they'll request it. Sometimes a seller will request it. If you're going to go on a wholesale property and you're going to say that you're going to, you know, give them $150,000 cash, you know, sometimes they're going to want a proof of funds. And that's just because they're used to the like regular market, you know. But a huge part of that is that you didn't build enough rapport and you didn't build enough credibility in yourself. You didn't show that you are the, you know, subject matter expert in this field enough for them to trust in you that you do have the money, right? So you have to walk in with your chest high, knowing what you're talking about so that they feel that from you, and they feel that level of confidence, and that will help a lot with not having to do proof of funds when it comes to wholesaling. So I think I covered the two main things. What is proof of funds? It's literally just proof that you have funds to finish a financial transaction. And then how do you get it? You know, banks, RIAs, private money might work, your bank statement, and that's pretty much it. There's some crowdfunding type stuff that you could probably use as well. But like I said, it just depends on the person that's requesting those proof of funds and what type of transaction you're using it for. So I want to say that's it. I think that answers everything really revolving around proof of funds. Generally, I mean, you could Google templates for proof of funds, but you can't just print your own proof of funds and sign it for yourself. That's not going to work. That's fraud. So don't do that. The best advice I can tell you as far as how to get proof of funds is going to be to network with mortgage lenders. Network with them and have one that you use often, maybe to do your refis on your rentals and things like that. I have one that I use if I need a proof of funds letter, especially if I'm going to make an offer on the MLS for a really, really steep discount. Then I just message her and I say, hey, I need a proof of funds for this much. I need a pre-approval letter. Pre-approval letter, proof of funds, they're pretty much the same thing. So I'll get a pre-approval letter. She'll just real quick type one up, send it to my email, and boom, I'm done. Then I can make my offer, and it won't be any issue. So that's another way that you can do it. You can use those pre-approval letters, which is pretty much what it's going to be if you're getting it from a bank. It won't be called a proof of funds. It'll be a pre-approval, or a something of lending or something. I forget the actual name of it, but essentially the same thing. I think that's it. I want this to be pretty short. I want it to be to the point, and hopefully that helped out. Make sure you're networking out there. Make sure you're getting involved with people. Ask your CPA about different lenders out there that he might know, that his clients use. Your attorneys. Network, and all those types of things will come pretty easy to you. If you have any questions, comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.